We are back, YouTube. For anyone who's returning, thank you, and for everyone who's new, welcome. I'm Mitch, and this is Retro Rummage. I'm in the game of channels buying games, DVDs, Blu-rays, any electrical items I get my hands on at car boot sales, Facebook Marketplace or charity shops for a cheap price. So I'm getting traded into CEX at a high price so I can build my own gaming collection. So yes, back with another world famous episode of CEX Roulette. Yeah, second time round on this game. Anyone who's watched my previous videos may have guessed what one this is. 230 quid spent again. Well, actually, I spent a little bit more than that, and I'll explain why in a moment. But yeah, fingers crossed this one's got the manual. It's hard to tell whether or not it's feeling right because it's got another DVD in there with it. And I'll explain as to why in a moment. But without further ado, yeah, we'll flip the cameras and get it open. So yes, basically the reason that there's another DVD inside this is because there's a little known trick that if you order an obscure DVD from CEX with the game that you're after, you can guarantee the store that it's coming from. Now, although I can guarantee the store that this is coming from, I don't know what condition it's in. So basically, I bought a copy of this game maybe 2 weeks ago, something like that, and it come from the Edrington store. Now, anyone who's on the CEX Retro Watch group will know that a big PlayStation 1 collection got traded in there. And yeah, I took a punt at hoping that it would be complete with manual, but unfortunately, not only myself but quite a few other people got stung, and yeah, there was no manuals in it. So whether or not the guy just didn't collect with manuals, or that's probably a bit sexist of me, but whether or not the person who collected the games didn't care about manuals or took them out to sell separately, or if the what's the word? If there was rumours that the people in the CEX store had taken them all out to sell online. But what was I going to say? So yeah, unfortunately, that didn't have the manual. It went back to the Grey store, I believe. Now, I'm pretty sure that there was already one doing the rounds in Leamington Spa. And I've got this one from Oxford Cowley. Now this is the obscure DVD that I chose. A tip that I would say is always look for obscure anime DVDs, because there's not too many of them in the in stock in specific stores, and it's easier for you to make sure that you get it from that store. So yeah, I think I paid like a £3 voucher for that, but that'll be getting returned. So yeah, without further ado, it is feeling a little bit light, so I'm not feeling too confident, if I'm being honest. Get the hex wrap off. Oh, there we go. And it is Clock Tower, second time around. Drum roll, please. Oh yes, we have the manual, El Manuel, and it's in good condition, good condition. Oh, I'm over the moon. Yeah, as I said in the other video regarding this game, let's check the disc. Couple of scratches, but nothing that will affect the gameplay. Actually, oh look, I don't know if you can tell there. If you can see, can you see the whiteness around the rim of the disc? If you go like that, it'll come off. That means this has been through a disc cleaner. So, PlayStation 1 games are a bit funny with the disc cleaner. I think they're not as good. Well, they're not as recommended to go through as, what should we say, PlayStation 2 or DVDs basically. So I think with DVDs they're a little bit more forgiving. So I'm going to test. We're going to test this anyway. I'm going to flip the cameras, do a little bit of gameplay for you. So we'll find out together if it still works. But that is one thing I would always recommend, is if you get a game from CEX, eBay, anywhere, sorry, a PlayStation 1 game, and it looks like it's been through a disc cleaner, make sure you test it, because sometimes they don't always work. I got a copy of Batman, the arcade game on the PlayStation 1, and it didn't work. I think what can happen is they can put it through the disc cleaner too many times, and it obviously takes away the readable data. So yeah, fingers crossed that's not the case with this one. Hopefully it's just been put through the once. Let's have a look at the insert quickly, because we all know I get insert anxiety. A little bit of fade in there, but yeah, all in all, a really good game. A really good game in really good condition. I absolutely love my horror survival games. Good friend of mine, Scott Marathon Gaming, shout out to him. I put a link to his channel in the description. He picked up Clock Tower on the NES or the SNES, or well, I should say the Super Famicom, because it's the Japanese version. And it looks really cool. If anything, I mean, I'll probably side with him and say that maybe it looks a little bit better on the SNES compared to the PlayStation 1, in terms of it's like a side scroller. I don't want to say click, but it's like, you know, you walk through the map sideways, shall we say, but it's still like a survival horror. So yeah, it looks really good. Like I say, I love my survival horrors. Looking forward to giving this a go. I'm hoping, because I did mention this to Scott, that maybe me and him could do a playthrough together of this, maybe 1 week on my channel, 1 week on his channel. Yeah, and we can live stream it, and obviously, hopefully get through it together. The case come away a little bit there, but on these high value games, let's have a look at the back. Yeah, so experience Scissorman's deadly shears at Raw, unedited. Oh my god, I can't even speak. Experience Scissorman's deadly shears at their raw, unedited, best in the terrifying horror adventure. Feel the fear as you search for the most horrific serial killer known to man. Now, if that don't sound like a survival horror, I do not know what is. Oh look, it does say mouse compatible, and I picked up a mouse recently at the boot sale, so might be worthwhile giving this a go. Because like I was saying, when you look at it, it looks like you can click through the screen, if that makes sense. Kind of like a PC game. If anything, it looks more like it would be a PC game than a PlayStation game. But supposedly this is suitable for anyone over the age of, oh, let me get rid of this, anyone over the age of 11. So it can't be that gory. But yeah, looking forward to giving this a go. So we'll cut the video off there, flip the cameras and do a little bit of gameplay for you. Well, as always, I'm filming this a lot later than when I actually opened the box up. I think I opened this game, yeah, like literally the day before I went on holiday. So obviously got back, but I had food poisoning and stuff like that, so I haven't actually had a chance, to play through it. Although I did test it quickly just to see if it come on, because obviously with CEX you've only got 2 weeks to return something if it doesn't work. So we'll skip through the cutscene here. But yeah, like I was saying, this game, from what I could briefly see of it, looks more like it's, you know, designed for PC. You can actually connect a mouse to it. Now I did try to connect my mouse to the PlayStation 2, but it doesn't fit. So I believe the PlayStation 1 mouse only fits on a PlayStation 1, if that makes sense. But yeah, so it's basically, well, you'll see in a minute anyway how it works out. You're basically in a room and you have like a pointer that you can select the character to go to. But yeah, for the sake of it, we'll cut through the cutscenes if I can. Oh, no.
Professor Bart.
I can't.
Professor Bart. What on earth are you doing, Professor? You mustn't hypnotize her like this. She's not ready to remember the murders yet.
Helen, the clock tower murders are fascinating research material for me. I must know the truth of what happened.
But yeah, I don't know if you can see on the screen, obviously you've got like the mouse
Can't
pointer,
do this today, Professor.
and obviously you can control that.
I'm taking her home.
All right. But remember one thing, Helen. You may be her guardian, but you are also my assistant.
Yes, Professor.
I absolutely love these old cutscenes with the acting. Remember, Helen, you may be her guardian, but you're also my assistant. So yeah, like, as you can see, you can hover over things and select to investigate them. It's kind of like, I don't know, Sims. There's a faint smell of ammonia. So I can see it being, a very interesting game. Let me try and see if I can. What else can I do? Can you? Oh wait, here we go. So that you can go over to this bit. So it's kind of like what's the word? Like you're an investigator sort of thing. You have to look for the clues in the room. To slash up his victims. So yeah, like first impressions is it's quite cool. Like it's completely different concepts from anything I've ever experienced on a PlayStation 1 before. What's this? There's a memo stuck between the papers. You found hint 1. So how do we get into hint 1? Return to game, save game. Yeah, so how do I... Let's start, return to game, select, does that do anything? Triangle, circle, X, square. Oh no. Just a light, just a box, just a light switch. Can we go out the door? So yes, like I said, it's really. I'm actually intrigued by this. It's a game where you're probably going to have to use your own investigative skills. You've got to look at what's in the scene and think what could be of interest to that. Obviously, you can just scan the pointer around and maybe see what jumps out, 'cause it does give you an indication. Because if you look when you go over something, it does like the 4 little dots around it. But still, you've got to think about what to click on, or at least where to look. Let's go and speak to her. Barden. He loves that one, doesn't he? I wonder if you can go back if you can go back in, like, if it allows you to go back to the previous scene, previous room. There's still something I need to do in here. Oh, see, it won't let you. I love how they're just standing there as this geezer's rummaging through their desks. Proper retro rummage. So yeah, still something else I need to do in here. What is it? As always with the old PlayStation 1 games, the controls are a bit clunky when you like hover over something. It's hard to get it off of that. What is there I need to do? I've clicked on that. Clicked on there. Come on, that. Right, so it seems that you can talk to people more than once. So obviously you have to go back to them after you've spoken to them. Because I'm looking around the room thinking, oh, what else have I got to click on? I've already clicked on her. But she's now saying new dialogue. So maybe that was it. Let's go and have a look. Yeah. So, okay. One thing learned there. So do we go left or do we go right? I think this would be much better if it was played on the actual PlayStation 1 with the mouse. Can I go that way? No. So yeah, obviously I'm hoping that you get the idea of it now. Yeah, like I say, this is a concept for a game that I've never really seen, you know, not on the PlayStation 1 anyway, so it's quite cool. I mean, it is a bit clunky, so I can probably see why it didn't take off too much. But still, you know, looking back, it does seem kind of cool. Definitely going to give a couple, you know, stick a couple of hours into this, see how I get on. Like I was saying in one of my previous videos, I know that Scott from Marathon Gaming, he really wants to play this as well, so maybe we'll do something and we'll meet up and play through it together or something like that. So yeah, I'll wrap it up now. We'll switch the cameras and I'll do a little recap. So yeah, Clock Tower, another big hit off the list. Yeah, really happy to be adding this to the collection. Whether or not it warrants the £230 price tag is yet to be seen. It seems like a really cool concept. Like I said, I've never seen a game like this on the PlayStation 1 before. I mean, you let me know in the comments, is there other games like this with the same concept on the PlayStation 1? Because I'm not too sure of them, but you know, I ain't the smartest person around. So yeah, let me know. Yeah, looking forward to giving this a go. Definitely going to stick a couple of hours into it. Really hoping that I can play through it. I probably need to reach out to Scott and see if he's still up for it. I'm hoping he is. But yeah, let me know in the comments. Is this a game that you want, or a game that you would like to play, or just a game that interests you? Or if you have played through it in the past, and what's your thoughts on it? Love to know what everyone's comments are, and if you think it's a good game, and whether or not it's worth £230. But yeah, hope you enjoyed the video. Hope you enjoyed the gameplay. Apologies these take so long to get out. Life is just getting in the way at the minute. I'm really hoping that I can be, putting these out quicker and turning around, because to be honest, I'm doing the old CEX Roulettes and it's taking me about 3 or 4 weeks to get the videos out. Still got a backlog to go through, so yeah, hoping you're enjoying them. If you've got any, suggestions, anything you think I could be doing to make the old roulettes and the gameplay footage better, yeah, let me know. But take care everyone, and I'll see you all in the next one.